Hello friends, and welcome to Simply Quilting with Nancy. Today I'm showing you how I made a bag from an old pair of jeans. As you can see, I'm quilting this on my home sewing machine. You see the lining there that I picked out. It's just a blue and sort of an off-white floral. It kind of goes with the denim. The boot that you see me quilting right there is a pattern that I have that I've used on other things, and I didn't show you how I put that on the bag, but basically I just made it into an applique pattern. I am quilting that first, and I'm using my brown thread to do that with, and then I'll be switching over to a blue thread to blend in with the denim, and I'll be using an off-white thread, or sort of a beigey thread, on the back to blend in with that lining. Alright, so I'm gonna finish. I'm just using straight lines to quilt this boot. I'm using vertical lines on the top, and then I'll switch it around and use horizontal lines for the heel and the toe part of the boot. Now, I did use a basting spray this time, so I just laid out the backing, blue and white backing, and then I put the batting on there, and then laid the jeans fabric on the top, and then I would just pick it up one layer at a time and kind of fold it back, and then I would spray the basting and then smooth it back out. Stuck a few pins in there, and so there you see me doing the horizontal straight lines on the boot now, the bottom part of the boot. I was having trouble keeping the sides rolled up for some reason. Haven't had that happen before, but I just took a couple of my little wonder clips and kind of clipped them down so that they wouldn't unroll while I was trying to work. And this is the first time that I've worked with denim before, but this time I used just a pair of jeans, and it was kind of a different experience. The top part of the the top part of the bag is actually the bottom of the legs. These jeans were like long shorts, and so the top of the bag is actually the bottom of the shorts. I was a little bit worried that I would get some brown dots on the other side, even with the beige colored thread that I was using on the bobbin, but it worked out great. That part of it worked out great. But now I'm going to switch over to the blue for the denim. And I'm just using some wavy lines there, as you can see. Sorry about that bright light. I will fix it in just a moment. So now I'm getting into the area where I have to do little short lines on the down below the boot and then up above the boot. And I suppose I could have just quilted the whole denim piece before I appliqued the boot on, but I didn't think about that at the time, and also I don't know if I would have liked having that much stitching on the inside of the bag, so I just put it on the denim. But as you can probably see, I used a really thick zigzag. In fact, I went over the boot twice because I wanted it to really show up as an outline around the boot. And I like the way that part turned out. I thought it was really kind of cool looking. As you can see, the sides of my denim, the bottom part is a little wider than the top, and that's just because of the way the pants were made, but I'll even that up a little while and see if I can get it a little straighter. You know that I have to clip all of those threads as I go along. I can't stand to have a lot of threads hanging off of my work, so I try to clip them as I go. It's a little bit annoying to hear the sound of the clipper, but alright, so here I'm just trimming off that excess batting. my big scissors. Batting and backing, I guess. Not sure what to do here. I was just kind of playing all of this by ear, because like I said, I hadn't actually done this before. I was just kind of learning as I went along and doubting myself as to why I even started this in the first place at times. Trying to find a straight grain is kind of hard to do. Don't judge me, okay? Alright, let's see if we can kind of fit it together here. See how much more I need to take off. This little bag is going to be used kind of as a handbag or purse when I just want something light to carry. Couldn't make up my mind what to do there. Okay, finally, I made a decision. Have you ever been in that indecisive mode? Just not quite sure what you wanted to do? Kind of had an idea, but it wasn't really coming together. Yeah, that was me. Alright, I think I'm kind of on the right track, but I missed some of my quilting on one side of the boot, so I have to go back and do that. Okay, I think that takes care of the quilting. But I did make a mistake because I sewed my batting and my backing, my lining, all the way up to the top of the bag. But now I have to figure out, I'm going to sew those tubes together there, but I have to figure out how to get my handles on there. And I'll show you in a little bit what I came up with. It was kind of a hard decision what to do. I really had thought about putting some big rings into those two loops that are on either side, and then putting the handles through those, but number one, I didn't have the rings, and I was in a hurry to get the bag done, so I just skipped that idea and went with something else instead. Here I'm just trimming my seam down to where I can zigzag that edge, because like I said, I don't make an extra lining. I just use a good zigzag stitch, and that way nothing ravels. It works for me. Okay, I think we are just about ready to cut those little corners out so that we can box the bottom of the bag a little bit. I'm using my little Lori Holt ruler there. That's a 2.5 inch one. That's the smallest one I have. But I think I'm going to just lay it on there and do 1.5 inches. I don't want a very big boxed bottom. And I'm not going to put the foam board in it this time. I just want it to be kind of soft, since I'm going to be carrying it around a lot. So I'll just take my scissors and cut out those little squares, just like on all the rest of my bags. It's kind of thick, so I decided to just cut one layer at a time there. Okay, so I'll just stitch that bottom seam like I did the side seams, zigzag it closed. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and double stitch that, make sure it didn't come out, because that's where if I have anything very heavy in there, that's where it will be. So now I'll just take those little seams and stitch those, and then zigzag those. Trim them off first and then zigzag them. I wouldn't have really had to do this step. I could have used the bag, just a straight seam across the bottom, and I've made some like that. But I just decided to give it that extra little dimension. When I make a book bag or a Bible bag, I just sew the seam straight across the bottom, and I don't box those like that, because you're not putting anything very bulky in those book bags. Do y'all ever get a lot of ideas while you're doing one thing about other things you'd like to do, and then you don't get to the things that you plan to get to because you keep starting new stuff? Yeah, that's me. Okay, there it is without handles. I did wind up putting a pocket on the back for my phone to go in, and I thought that turned out pretty good. I may still take it back and put some more little embellishments on it. So what I did here on that lining was I folded it down to where the raw edge was underneath, and then I just stitched around it so that, well, I actually cut the batting out that was in there at the top there, and then just folded that under and stitched it down. But I forgot to leave an opening to put my handles in there, so I did have to go back later and rip just a little bit of that out so that I could put the raw edges of my handle down inside, my handles down inside there. But look how cute that boot is on there. I believe I have a tutorial or two on those boots. If you're interested, you can go back and check those out. But the tutorial is not for an applique, it's for just making a block with the boot in there. And there it is with the handles attached and the pocket on. Hope y'all enjoyed the video.
Well, I would have to say that this is probably the most challenging bag that I have made yet. And I think it was probably just because of the denim and the thickness of all of that, and the thick applique method I used to put the boot on, and just all the threads everywhere. But I did put a little pocket on the back for my phone. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty cute, but I don't think I want to do any more anytime soon like this one. All right, y'all have a great week ahead.
And make something just for the fun of it. Bye now.